Now Prime Minister Modi arrives there. He is greeted by members of the Indian diaspora. The Prime Minister's one-day visit to Greece involving a major detour after his attendance and participation in the BRICS Summit in Johannesburg in South Africa. Now he's being welcomed by members of the Indian community in Greece. It's a one-day visit, but a very significant visit all the same. The first in nearly 40 years, in 4 decades, by an Indian Prime Minister. Greece, one of the oldest civilizations, an island nation straddling the Mediterranean. And these are the visuals that Republic has been able to access from Athens in Greece. And the Prime Minister is there on a one-day visit. He will be holding bilateral talks, high-level bilateral talks. He comes here after a very fruitful BRICS Summit in Johannesburg. Joining me on the broadcast is a senior executive editor of Republic TV, Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, it's over to you. We're getting our viewers those visuals of the Prime Minister being surrounded by a sea of the tricolour, a sea of people there welcoming him in Athens.
Well, yes, this is typical of Narendra Modi, the mass leader. Wherever he travels, he's mobbed. He sees this adulation. He sees people of the diaspora coming in to welcome him. In many cases, in most cases, in fact, there is a community event. I think this time it's not because there is the size of the Indian community is very small in Greece, the island nation being very small itself. But what is important is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the first Prime Minister to have travelled to Greece in the last 40 years. And that's significant because it's an important geography. We have seen Greece. I beg your pardon. It's an important geography straddling the Mediterranean. Prime Minister has just arrived. I believe he's getting his welcome at the hotel. After that, he would be laying wreath at the tomb of unknown soldier and guard of honor, which is going to happen at 10:05 Greek time, which is about 1 p.m. India time. And after which there would be another ceremonial reception when the Prime Minister of Greece receives him, which is going to be half an hour later. Then delegation level talks follow, after which there are going to be joint statements between the two leaders. Mitsotakis is the Prime Minister of Greece. After which there is a business lunch hosted by the Greek PM, the business community of Greece. So remember, going by the size of the Greek economy, trade has still a lot of potential, which is as of now pegged at about $1.5 billion two-way trade. India exporting more than importing, but India, in fact, importing more than exporting, but there is a lot of scope there. And then after the business lunch, Prime Minister would be meeting some prominent personalities. And then there is an interaction with the Indian community, in fact, at 6 p.m. Greek time, which is going to be about 9 p.m. India time. So I think the Prime Minister keeps his day chock-a-block. He has traveled overnight, remember, from South Africa after another 3 days of top-level engagements, meeting about more than a dozen odd world leaders, mainly from Africa, but even Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the summit, and then participating in those plenaries, and before that traveling overnight again. So I think Prime Minister keeps utilizes every minute of his time is spent outside constructively, so that he can squeeze in every ounce of it. And that's what he seems to be doing. But then this is a grand welcome at the airport and at the hotel, and in the evening, he also gets to address the Indian community at a reception before flying out of Athens on his way back to New Delhi.
Many thanks, Abhishek, for putting that into perspective. It's an old relationship. India and Greece, a close relationship covering several dimensions. Europe is just one of those dimensions. But we have many other convergences and we work in many of those areas. That's what India's ambassador to Greece, Rudrendra Tandon, had said in response to a question about whether India sees Athens as a gateway to Europe. These are visuals Republic is bringing you of the Prime Minister in Greece. He's arrived in Athens and a lot of engagements ahead of him during his day-long visit here.
I own a travel agency, and we are mainly in the economic sector. 26 years.
26 years.
Yeah.
So PM Modi has arrived.
It's a great moment for us, which PM Modi arrives in Athens in Greece. So it will give us a great pleasure. Like in Greek community also, we will have a good name, the Indians. Always we have a good name here in all the communities. So abhi Modi ji यहाँ पे आए हैं, we are feeling very good.
आज ढोल बजे सर पंगा हुआ सर.
Prime Minister Modi in Greece, members of the Indian diaspora in Athens in the Greek capital raising slogans of Bharat Mata Ki Jai, Vande Mataram and Modi Ji Zindabad, welcoming him with tricolours there, and the Prime Minister responding as he always does. Earlier, as he arrived in Athens, he was accorded a ceremonial reception there. We'll be getting you all the updates on this, a very significant day-long visit of the Prime Minister in Greece.